When you look up cuck in the dictionary, you will see his face.
Dedication of truly making an impact. Keep up the fantastic work. This one says, I think if parents would take turns going to the park, it would have a huge impact. Maybe picnics would be awesome. We think it was awesome, brother. Can't wait till next year. So yeah, it was overwhelming from the women of the white community. It was an overwhelming thing, man. They loved it.
Another example of their abhorrent stupidity. We got a park here, a bunch of Sun men just shot up. I could drop the link. If you go to Mobile News, you'll see it.
Ahead,
But
put it in the back.
They arrested like 6 grown ass Sun men in a kids park having a fucking shootout.
What time was it at? Do you know? Top of your head?
It was during the day. They just dropped like $300,000 to put up cameras all in these parks now because sons can't stop going there and having fucking Wild Wild West bullshit.
Africa bullshit. You know what? One could make the case that we really failed the one sun word. The little sun words, you could make the case we failed them, right? Because this is giving them like a false sense of security going forward, right? They're eventually gonna possibly murder somebody, and then they're fucked.
Well, here's the thing: if you give him, hold on. If you gave him a bike, if he got a new bike out of that, if the end result was a new bike, I mean, like he's a kid, he can't help but to think that, like, okay, maybe
time pace.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you kind of got to blame the gliders on this one.
Like, I'm not trying
to take. Maybe I think the white kid got a new bike too. Both of them got a new bike, but it's just you can't really blame him if this is. I mean, just think about it, right? I remember stealing when I was young. I was just terrified of getting caught because I knew my mom was gonna punish. She's gonna take my Sega, take my Nintendo, no phone, ground me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that stuff. But if my mom was gonna buy me a new bike, I probably wouldn't even have done it because I was doing this shit to be bad and rebelling. I probably wouldn't even have done it if she was gonna give me a new bike.
I just want to make this point though. Like, you know, you guys were saying, like, you fishermen too, like you were saying, like, oh, the gliders don't stand up and like, you know, they're all cucked. But if this guy or Austin Metcalf's dad were to say something like it was racially motivated or something, let's be honest, how many gliders would actually stand up and rally around it? Like, they would just end up being the one-man army. Am I correct? Or
I mean, Shiloh got $700,000.
True, but how many people would publicly speak up in support of her? Like, a lot of those donors who were commenting, they were doing it anonymously.
So what should we do then? Because every time we come up with anything, you always just say, no, we can't do that.
Did you have funds?
Like, why even bother getting on?
Did you have funds when you were growing up? Mobile phones?
Well, I'm just saying there are solutions, but, like, you know.
But you apparently don't have any. So
I'm just bringing up the point, Fisherman. I'm just saying.
Like, did you have mobile phones when you were growing up, or were you too old, too young?
Nah, no phones when I was growing up.
Oh, just make a point. Yeah.
I had a beeper next to his glide.
That's right.
What they call them, pages.
Pages.
Yo, though, but to Astrick's point, right? It goes to a point I wanted to say, and it's gotta be said. It's redundant, but it's gotta be said. Imagine the roles were reversed. We'd never hear the fucking end of it. As far as if there was a bunch of glider kids that attacked the Sun kid, like that was vicious. Like, that was a vicious attack.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was, and they curb stomped him too. Like, even if he wasn't bleeding like that, they still curb stomped.
They kept beating on him, right? Imagine the roles were reversed. Just the optics of it, right? And then the aftermath. We'd never hear the fucking end of it.
Never. They'd be talking about it 50 years from now. Like, just like they do everything. The fucking Trayvon Martin, and what's the other one? The one who was playing with the gun, pointing the toy gun at people.
Tamir Rice.
Tamir Rice, I think that's
Tamir Rice. Yeah,
exactly. And which again makes the point that it's amazing how rare it is gliders attacking some people, because you don't really hear about it. You would never hear the end of it.
George Zimmerman was a Hispanic.
But you know, he's Hispanic. Yeah, he's Hispanic, but he's white in there. Like, he's white, just like Kyle Rittenhouse shot him.
That was bad. The Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, Alexander, for all
in the dark, you know.
Alexander, for all intents and purposes, he's white.
No. Yeah, he's white. It was a white act. You know what I mean? It was something that. But yeah, so this is let me see, Kevin Hummel, the guy who the dad who of that kid who got his ass kicked Please support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Please hit the like button, please.
I did.
This is him, Kevin Hummel. Whose kid got his ass kicked. He's the one that organized that whole thing, who organized the whole event that got where the black kid got the bike and shit.
That's embarrassing, man. Let's be honest. The only way I would describe that is embarrassing. The fact that he did that.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a biker dude, though, man. If you look at him, he looks like a. I'm
I
trying
was
to
gonna
get
say
my
that
Facebook up.
his appearance, like he looks like one of them redneck types.
Why? What
Yeah.
does that tell you? Jesus. But what was his logic though? Was his logic like these song words acted out this way because they've been disinvested,
No, he's
disenfranchised?
probably eat up with the Christ cuck bullshit.
Because they don't
I
have
think
enough.
so.
They
It's
don't
got
have
to be
enough to
that.
do.
It's got to be that. It's got to be that he's a good Christian. You know what I mean?
Not enough community centers.
Yeah, he's a good Christian though.
in the
Here's the thing
program.
though. Here's the thing. It's also like when you're a glider, gliders are like that. Like they do have a high trust society. He's just acting how he would act with if it was a glider that did it. He probably thinks that he could go to the family and talk it out or have a sit down with the family. Like if you really think about it, right? Like all he did was operate the way he operates. It's just like the Suns. The Suns did what they did. They didn't. They
I like
didn't
that.
change. Hold on. They didn't change their behavior because they were at a playground with white kids. They didn't say, "Oh, it's white kids
Yeah.
here. We gotta relax. Gotta chill out." They still did what they do, and the father, he's the white guy, and he's just acting like a white guy.
I like the way you put it. You know what it reminds me of, Ike? Do you remember not too long ago? I think it was me and you, but we saw that one village in like it was like a village like in northern Europe, like by Iceland, and remember
Yeah,
that it was like
Liechtenstein.
right. It kind of reminds me of something like that's something that they would do in Liechtenstein, like
Mm-hmm.
just so like wholesome and like be kind to people, even if they beat the fuck out of your kid.
Yeah, I mean, like, and then you think about your the other kid who jumped in it. He looked like he was probably like 16 or something. I mean, your kid's probably like 11 or 12. And the other kid, the black kid in the red shirt, kind of looked like he's about the same age. But then that 16-year-old, that kid was old as shit. He jumped in and like hit him with something in the head, and then they were just like kicking him. I mean, stomping his head in and shit. That was like Joe Pesci and remember Billy Bats?
Yeah.
Go get your fucking shine
Where
box.
they were stomping his ass.
Yeah.
That was that type of stuff.
Hey
man.
Billy, I'm just
Exactly.
hey Joey. Hey, he said I'm just busting your balls, Nicky.
Right.
Yeah, he's like hey. He
I don't
said
shine
I
shoes
don't.
no more.
Yeah, he said I don't know.
No
Yeah,
more
exactly.
shining shoes.
He said don't
He's like, go
shine
get your fucking shoe shine box.
shoes.
So you gotta kill him. You gotta kill him. At the end.
You want to say, keep them here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go get your
that's
fucking shine box. And it's like your 10-year-old son gets done like that
Like
or
a
some shit.
gangster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unacceptable. It just boggles the mind that to whatever extent this guy's ancestors were like maybe like the Vikings, right? Who they tell us were aggressive. They tell us they were conquerors, right? The conquistadores. They tell us they were aggressive. His ancestors to whatever degree are the ones that fought the Red Sunwards. They fought the Iroquois, chief. Bam!
Yeah. It is what
Oh,
it
how
is.
the mighty have fallen.
Okay, it goes right here. Okay, here it is. The bikers ride support for the boy who was jumped at Maze Park and injured. Okay, so coasted by Kevin Hummel, but they invited the black kid and gave him a bike. So it was to support the boy who got jumped and injured at the park. And then they invited the kid who did it and gave him a bike. Let's see.
So they give the gladiator kid a bike too?
Yeah. It says Jason was jumped at the park while walking our dog last night. Oh, so he was just walking his dog.
Oh man.
A group of kids decided to threaten him and throw things at the dog. Oh, so that's how it started. They were throwing things at his dog. Think about it, man.
Man, God, bro. It's so embarrassing to be a son, man.
But this is how sons behave with soft targets. Like I remember when I was a kid, and there was this one street I would walk down. Well, I stopped walking down it, and it was this house. This family moved. They must have been from Southeast or something, but they moved there, and they they would like taunt you when you would walk past their house. And it was like 12 little kids, like between like 5 and like 13 and shit. And then one day they got real bad and they just started throwing rocks at me and shit from the porch and shit. I was like, fuck that.